Happy Monday, Elkhart County Positive Parents. I'm going to talk about family meetings. Family meetings can be a great way to get everybody in the household on the same page, to build a family culture around the kind of values and communication that you want to have. They can also be an exercise in frustration and kind of the opposite of all of those things I just said. So what are some triple P tips for helping these to go well? I'm going to share a series of tips for what can help them to be smoother and more unifying than pulling people apart. So the first thing is to choose a time that's the most likely to work for everybody and that's relatively relaxed. For example, right before dinner, probably not a good time, everybody's falling apart. Right after school, maybe not the best. So what's a time where people are generally relaxed and most people can be there? And then have an agenda. It can be very tempting, especially when you're first getting started, to kind of throw everything on there. Here are all of the things we need to work on, the things we need to talk about. Choose 1, 2, maybe 3 of them. You might even have some themes, like one thing you want to praise everybody for, one thing you'd like to work on, and then schedule for the week, things that everybody should know. Stick to that agenda and keep things rolling that way. Avoid the temptation to go into too much. The next tip related to that is to set a time limit, to keep it relatively short based on your children's ages and developmental stages. You'll know what that is. But the longer it goes and the more we get into lecturing and trying to bring everything up, the less pleasant it's going to be and the less it's going to work out the way we want it to. So stick to that time limit. During that time, part of the way you can keep it short is by turning off the TV, having everybody put their phones away, getting rid of all distractions, and keeping that time for that meeting. If your phone rings, say, I'm not going to answer that because this is our family meeting time. So keep that time as something set apart to do. Maybe use the first family meeting to agree on the rules. How do we want to be? Who gets to talk? How do we decide who gets to talk? What do we do if somebody breaks the rules? What are some important things to us for this time? Agree on those and maybe use your time even. That can be a good family meeting, just to have that discussion about how we want family meetings to go. Another thing some people like to do is to rotate roles. So depending on your children, you might have a chairperson, you might have somebody who keeps the agenda, somebody who keeps the time, somebody who takes notes. It can be a good way to build leadership skills in kids. So you can rotate these roles around and let everybody try their hand. And then try to make it somewhat fun. Try to end with something enjoyable, something that everybody wants to do. You might have a treat, do something, have ice cream, go somewhere. End it on a good note. You might end with a family hug, something that pulls everybody back together no matter what you've discussed. So those tips again are to choose a time that's most likely to work for everybody and that's relaxed. Have an agenda and stick to it. Have a time limit and stick to it. Remove distractions, agree on the rules and try to stick to them and enforce them. Rotate roles, consider letting everybody try something out, and then try to end with something enjoyable and unifying. Let us know how this goes. Triple P is for every parent, so please reach out to us if you have anything you want to discuss. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.